Good evening, everybody. All right, we're on tonight. I think we're going to have a very good discussion tonight, and we want everybody to join in with the discussion. Go ahead and share. I'm going to share it now. Are you cross sharing or cross posting?
Good evening, everybody. I don't know, you click press, so it would actually that when you press live.
I just hit live and start live.
I have to just do it afterwards.
All right, okay.
Oh, I gotta go back.
All right. Y'all come on in.
Hey, everybody.
How's everybody? Again, if you're joining us for the very first time, I'm Jared.
I'm Marquita.
And this is How to Make Love Work. And this is, what is it?
Conversations with Jared and Marquita.
Conversations with Jared and Marquita, when we talking about relationships. Relationships. Rakia, we were just talking about you. What's up, Rakia?
Literally. I was walking around the house singing Fight On. You remember that, Rakia? Hey, Melody.
Rakia, did we, did I teach the praise team Fight On? Did I teach that?
I think so. I remember her singing it. And she said, I thought it was a creamer. We had no coffee, so.
Oh, that sugar, man.
Yeah, she said you did.
I need some sugar.
You want that sugar?
Yeah, just a spoon.
A spoon.
What's up, Crystal? Who else is on? Melanie? Am I saying that right? Melanie. All right. Melanie, what's up, Melanie? I'm trying to over-articulate. So I think we have a very good conversation tonight. I'm gonna give us 2 more seconds to get in. Thank you, Melanie. She said it's okay. 2 more seconds, just a few more seconds for everybody to get in so that we can all be in the discussion tonight. Anybody having any relationship issues they want to share, or your friends having relationship issues that you want to share, or questions that you want to ask about our relationships? We're going to be talking about being free or bound, or feeling like you have freedom in your relationship, or feeling like you are in bondage in a relationship. We'll talk about what all that's going to mean in a minute. But before we get into that, any conversations y'all want to bring up or talk about, or questions y'all need our opinion, our quick opinion about?
Crystal, Melanie, hey everybody.
Yeah, it's not enough.
We need agave. I don't like white sugar.
Yeah. But it's all good.
Happy Taco Tuesday.
Yeah. All right. So what's up, Cedric?
Cedric Jones.
What up, Cedric? So here's one thing I do want to ask before we get into our subject or our topic tonight about being free or bound. Is are there must-haves? Do you have must-haves on your list of potential mates? Did you have must-haves?
Yeah, when I prayed.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's up, Terry?
Hey. He must be taller than me.
Okay.
Slim. And good looking.
These were your must-haves?
And yeah, he had to go to church.
What were your must-haves or are your must-haves on your list for your potential mate? What up, Chantel?
Hey, Chantel. That was the must-have. Like, he has to be taller than me. I was lying. Nobody shorter than me.
What up, Jessica?
And hey, girl. Taller than me. Good looking. And must go to church. And slim.
You know, Cedric asking, what are you reaching for? What is your... Are you trying to reach like they can't see you reaching?
My ear. They can't see me reaching.
I was saying again.
Freaks.
All right, so Melanie, what was your list? What was on your list? Girl, this is a waste of coffee.
We
It's all good. It's gonna do what it's gonna do.
You just gonna keep complaining about Call
No, I'm not. What was on y'all
Fine,
list?
fine.
Y'all typing slow. What was on y'all list?
Well,
Did I have anything on my list?
yeah.
I like a petite is short, isn't it?
No, slender.
Okay, I like petite woman. I don't prefer a full body woman. I like I like a petite, slim,
Me.
fit woman.
Yeah.
And I needed for her to have some jazz about herself. She had to be slim, thick. I needed her to have some pizzazz and some swag about herself. Yeah, I think I'm probably like Rakia. I didn't necessarily have a list, but I did have some things that, you know, I just knew what I liked and what I didn't like.
You
I
asked the
needed
Lord
peace.
about it?
Did I ask? Yeah. I needed, oh, that's what Melanie said. She said I needed peace. I just knew what I liked. And it wasn't necessarily, I guess it was very specific in particulars, but I don't know if it was actually a list. I just knew what I liked and I knew what I didn't like.
Yeah, I would agree. Sally! Yeah, I would agree. That's what I like, so I was specific.
So, you know, like, I was talking to this one girl today, and I told her, she said that her man got to be chocolate burnt. Dark chocolate burnt. Did you have a complexion preference? No? So, you like,
I mean, when I
you
was
like
younger-
light, bright men and chocolate men?
If you're fine, you're fine.
Okay.
Yeah. If you're good looking, you're just good looking. But, yeah.
Exactly. I
had
knew what I
preference.
liked and what I was not willing to
I
tolerate.
didn't have a preference.
You don't have what preference? Complexion.
Complexion.
What's up, Donisha and Tiffany?
I didn't have a complexion preference.
So do some of you guys have a complexion preference where they have to be, you know, you like them light bright, or they have to be dark burnt chocolate?
My auntie say chocolate. I gotta have me a chocolate man.
But I hear more people or more women that prefer a chocolate man. And women that may have a lighter skinned man, they don't necessarily say, I have to have me a light skinned man. I never really hear that.
Really?
But most, I do hear, if I do hear a complexion preference from women, it's usually chocolate.
I don't. You look good. You look good. That's what Crystal said. I didn't know. I mean, I think I've heard some people say you gotta be like brown skin, and then some people will just go straight to it. He got to be Puerto Rican, or he got to be Spanish.
With
He got to
good
have
hair.
good hair. Yeah, you know they they get down to it. And then you got guys nowadays. It seems like a lot of black
Your
guys.
husband is 50-50? What does that mean?
My
Crystal said her husband 50-50. What's that?
He brown skin. He pecan tan,
Go ahead, baby.
pecan tone.
You said a
what
lot of
else?
guys?
A lot of guys nowadays, they dating a lot of Latino women.
Mm-hmm.
I be wondering, like, cause I know, no, I'm not even gonna say that, but yeah, I know I've noticed that a lot of either Latina or they look Latino, Puerto Rican, and they could be, you know, from Guyana, what is it, Ghana or Guyana, and Dominican Republic. They can, yeah,
All right, so
but they dating a lot of them looking like that.
Renita, what's going on? So Tiffany says no preference for her. You fine. They just have to have nice teeth.
Yes, girl.
All right.
That smile. Eyebrows. I don't know why. Eyebrows is just...
So, you like eyebrows? Mm-hmm. So nice teeth, eyebrows, slim, taller than you. You had a long list.
I got my list.
Well, good. All right, so here's our topic for tonight. And I really want to hear what you guys got to say about it. I often read articles or you see on Instagram stories and posts, often from the women. Something I don't know.
Some things I didn't know.
I wanted until I was married. Is it because you got it when you got married, or because you didn't get it when you got married and you realized you wanted it?
That's a trick question. No, I think
What
it's
up,
because
Tabitha?
She didn't realize it.
Let her answer. Don't be giving her no out.
Whatever, he not for
Isaac is listening.
Bad, my friend no comment. Hey, Isaac.
Cedric says you wanted Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse.
Oh, because you got it and then realized you even wanted it. Got it. Okay.
Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, you
Be
said you wanted
quiet.
Mickey Mouse. All right, so listen. Here we go. So I reading articles, and just Instagram posts and stories, or whatever, often from women after they've gotten out of a relationship, whether they were not married or married, they broke up or they got a divorce. I often see or hear or read their comments on the line of, now that I'm free, or finally free, I'm on vacation, by myself and doing me, now that I'm finally free.
And they have divorce parties or
Right.
stuff like that.
And it seems to be this this constant sentiment of, after the relationship or after the divorce, I'm free. So that's what I really want to, that's what the basis of the conversation is going to be about tonight. Because I want to know, what is that about? Help me to understand, what is that about, where often, now that I'm divorced, especially from women, I say that I'm free. So is it that you feel bound when you're in the relationship? And if you do feel bound while you're in the relationship, how do you feel bound? There are many different ways to be bound. We got a couple of specifics we're going to talk about as far as being bound. But before that, I just want to just set that foundation. Again, while you're in a relationship, is there a sense of being bound? And then when you get out of a relationship, all of a sudden you're free? Or are you just talking noise just to look like you're happy and I'm free now because you're out of the relationship? Y'all talk to me.
I mean, it depends on the person. A lot of people do talk that noise because they, they want the attentions and they want everybody to know they're free so they can get unfree again.
Right.
But I think for a lot of women that do go through feeling bound in a relationship, they feel like they can breathe and like they own themselves again, to the point where I don't have to check in. I don't have nobody calling me, asking me what's for dinner, or this, this, that, and the third, watching the money, or just, I don't have nobody hounding me, or I can just be my own self again, be an individual again. So it's like a breath of fresh air for a lot of them.
All right, so Melanie says, I usually hear it from associates that are in toxic relationships. So, but here's the thing, because a lot of people, especially women, they do say, okay, now I'm free because I don't have to answer to nobody, I don't have to cook no food, I don't have to do all that stuff. So, and then I also hear a lot of women say, while they're in a relationship, before they get out of the relationship and they announce that they're free, or they finally are free, but I hear them talking about how I've lost myself, I've lost my identity, I don't know who I am, now I'm in this relationship. So if you're thinking that, what's happening? If you're thinking that I've lost myself, I've lost my identity, of being me, then you're gonna feel bound. And to get out of the relationship, I can understand you saying I'm free, but it just baffles me. How is it that you're in a relationship where you feel bound? Why be in that relationship where you feel like you have to ask? You have to be questioned. You have to tell where you're going and be accountable to this and be accountable to that, and you have to watch this and watch that. Why be in a relationship if you feel that those things are negative?
I mean, some of them either know it from going in, some don't know it going in. Some know it going in, some don't know it going in. And some feel like, I made this vow, this commitment, this is not a deal breaker, so it's something that I can live with. That's just him. It's not something that I don't have to, that I just got to not have, so to speak. So they make, what's the word, concessions, or make excuses.
Well, the concessions are because they feel free. You're not making a concession. I'm sorry, they feel bound. You're not making a concession if you don't feel bound. You're just enjoying. You want to do this? I'm good. All right, so Marquita says, I'm going to say the relationship wasn't healthy if they felt bound. And then she says, because you may not feel free to express yourself, again, you are in an unhealthy relationship. That's true. If you don't feel free to express yourself, then you're in an unhealthy relationship. Yeah. Women oftentimes feel that their love can change a man's relationship. or their love can change a man, or their love can change the relationship, and it never works, which is true.
It never works. That's a lot of time. What happened with women? They get disappointed because their expectation does not become a reality, and so they feel let down. They even feel a sense of betrayal, as if the other person did something to them, but they betrayed themselves by thinking, "Oh my gosh, I got him, wrapped around my finger. I got him hooked.
Right.
I got the magic, whatever."
So it's not that you feel bound; it's that your manipulation is not working. So if anything, you feel defeated that your manipulation is not working to change him towards the outcome that you actually wanted. So. Yeah, you actually, so if we're actually giving true language to that, then you feel defeated that your manipulation didn't work. And now you're free because you're just sick and tired of trying to manipulate him in a way he's not bending.
Right, to be how you want him to be and what you want him to be, to behave and respond and go how you want him.
Right. What up, Erica?
Yo.
So Cedric says, does bound have an equivocal meaning here? It sounds like self-sacrifice or compromising. No? Does bound have an equivocal meaning here? It sounds like self-sacrificing or yeah, I mean, perhaps it is self-sacrificing or compromising, but no, because self-sacrificing and compromise are two different things. If you're self-sacrificing, then you're going to feel bound. If you're compromising, then you're enjoying a relationship.
Give or take. Right. That's a regular relationship.
So Melanie says, I think it's lack of understanding of what a relationship really is. Sometimes I ask people, why are you in a relationship if you want to act single? Yes. Yeah. All right, cool.
That's a lot of times.
What up, Danielle?
Why are you in this relationship? You really just using them for whatever you need to use them for, and then you want to behave like you're not in an exclusive relationship or a marriage.
What up, Tanisha?
Someone. Hi, Tanisha.
So if you're just joining, what we're talking about is I often hear women specifically after a breakup or after a divorce sound off about how they're finally free, finally free from the relationship, and they finally get their freedom. So the question is, if often you hear this from women saying about how celebrating their freedom after the divorce or after the demise of the relationship, did you feel bound while you were in the relationship? So we're going to go to some specifics after I read this. So my statement played more to realizing he's not where you thought or wanted him to be. So you say it'll get better. I love on him and I show him what that is. He'll turn it around. No, he won't. Him turning it around, he may adjust to some of your requests.
If he wants to, if he's in it for the long haul with you, and he's mature and wants the same thing you wants growth.
But see, that's what I'm about to get to.
Okay.
If he will not turn it around because you love on him, he may adjust to some of your requests because he wants to work this relationship and enjoy it, so he may adjust. Adjustments are always temporary. It won't quote unquote turn around until he actually grows. So yes, right. Here it says it won't work. If he decides to grow, then you'll see turnaround. And the turnaround won't be about this specific thing you kept asking him about.
Right. It'd be growth and maturity for him.
Individually. And then that growth will permeate through everything.
Correct.
But it won't be because you kept telling him you wanted him to put his glass on the coaster. It won't be, those are adjustments. You'll see growth in him as a person, and it will, go throughout everything else. All right. Cedric says, well, heavy on the self-sacrifice then. I wouldn't say I feel bound. Maybe void, but not bound. Why are you feeling void? If you're self-sacrificing and you're feeling void, it is because a couple of reasons. One, perhaps you are desiring what you give out. In essence, you're wanting you.
I was going to say you want you to reciprocate.
Right, you want you from the other person. and they are not you, so they're not going to give you. Secondly, if you're feeling void from self-sacrificing, it could be because you have a self-absorbed spouse. Thirdly, if you're feeling void from self-sacrificing, it could be because either you are just never satisfied. That spouse could be giving, but you're just never satisfied. And again, you probably are never satisfied because you are wanting you from the other person, and they're never going to give you because they're not you, and so they never really make you feel that fulfilled because they're giving you everything they have as far as love, but they're not giving you.
And you have to be careful because then you can have them to feel inadequate.
What up, Cooper?
Because they
Jay
feel
Cooper?
like they can never be good enough. They can
Right.
never fulfill you.
Right.
Because you always have a void.
Right. Victoria, what up, Victoria?
Hey.
Hey, y'all. What today is?
Today's the 10th.
The
Big's
10th?
birthday was the 6th.
Yes. Can y'all help me celebrate our sister Victoria? Her birthday was
Woo, woo, woo.
4 days ago. Happy birthday, Victoria.
Happy birthday, friend.
All right. So Cedric says, "Oh man, please, how much is a during session? It's about time for a refresher course anyway." So yeah. So here's some other things as it relates to being free or feeling free or bound in a relationship. Do you feel free or bound? Y'all can just answer the question and then expound on it. Free or bound? Free or bound to really communicate and express your thoughts to your spouse. Free or bound?
Free.
All right.
Now, I have to say that took a lot of work. That took years in the making because I was really timid with sharing. Cause I didn't want to hurt your feelings. And then if I hurt your feelings, how you going to respond to me?
Right.
And then you say something to me, then we in a tongue war.
Right. All right. So somebody else. Marquita says free. Danny says, Cedric, I'll have admin get in touch with you. Yes.
Oh, man.
All right. So, and I want to help you all out. So, do you feel free or bound to really express what you're really thinking, what your real feelings are, even if those feelings you think may be friction towards your partner, or it may cause issues or may hurt their feelings? Do you feel, truly free to express whatever it is you're feeling and communicate to your spouse what you like, what you don't like? What's your answer there? All right. Cedric says, man, I'm not helping with, I'm not hanging with y'all tonight.
Cake and ice cream.
Yeah, cake and ice cream while you listening to this. All right, so that's the question. Do you feel free or bound? What's your thoughts about communicating, expressly communicating with your spouse? Feel free, but it's how I express it. How do you express it? Help us. How is it that you express it? Because maybe somebody else needs to help.
Yeah.
Because I know for me, I've always felt free to express,
Hey, Kodak.
but I didn't express in a way that was helpful for the relationship. And I've come to the point now, I still feel free to express, but I don't express everything. I've come to a point of maturity and a point of wisdom that some of the feelings that I have are my
Your
problems.
issues, correct.
That have nothing to do with her,
And then vice versa.
that I don't have to dump on her. Because oftentimes, in the past, I've dumped on her just so I can feel better. Now, I'm leaving her with this mess and this burden and this stress because it made me feel better just to get it off my chest. But I didn't need to get off my chest and leave her with it. So that was not good. So being able to just talk and run your mouth and being able to be bold enough or have the courage to just say what you feel is not necessarily free or mature.
Right. Because now I'm left to deal with, like, well, what am I supposed to do with this? Are you expecting a rebuttal, or you're expecting, what are you expecting from me? Because I don't have nothing to say to you after this point. Sorry. Kodak said no, because for some people it can cause long-term damage and arguments.
Yep. What up, Kodak? Did I speak to Kodak?
That's true. Marquita said, I am free, but I'm still conscious about sensitive matters. So I may not say it at the time and hold it when it can be received better, which is wisdom.
Right. Whoa, say it again. Some of you feeling what? Some of you feeling was was whose problems. Some of your feelings was whose problems. Actually.
Your own.
Yeah. Because sometimes you are having issue because you have your own insecurities.
Mm-hmm.
You have your own idiosyncrasies. You have
your own irks and quirks. That's on you.
Right. And they are just coming up in the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're making them be the culprit.
Right.
And it's not them. It's you and what happened well before them. Yeah.
Correct.
And now you're dumping on them.
Or blaming.
Them, yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. That's not fair.
That's not fair at all. So of course you felt free, you little tyrant. Get yourself together. All right, knowing his love language helps me to express it how he needs to hear it. Yes, maturity helps, and I'm still growing. Absolutely.
That's very good, very good.
Kodak says you can't be too blunt with everybody because everybody was raised differently.
Correct. That is so true, and that couples with the love language.
Absolutely.
Some people, like my husband, give it to me straight. If you don't give it to me straight and direct, I feel like you don't love me. Because if you don't love me, you're gonna lie to me.
Right.
Me, don't give it to me straight, like hard like that, because I can't take it, and I'm gonna feel insulted, and I'm gonna be ready to fight. And it's like it's no need to fight. I'm just telling you straight up. We hear two different ways.
And it's honestly, it is a very stressful relationship to be in when you are not free. You don't feel free to express. You don't feel free to be able to voice your thoughts and be able to communicate well. And then especially if you guys communicate differently, because if you communicate differently, one takes the precedence. Because I don't prefer communicating on serious matters through text, and my wife may, or one may prefer to communicate serious matters by talking,
Right.
face to face and not on the phone, actually face to face. And some may say, well, let's do it on the phone. But if there is an opposite preference there, you can also feel controlled because one is taking the precedent over the other, and it's like, why we got to do it your way? You know what I mean?
Ooh, that's very good. Giving and taking and compromising, that's a big thing. Even though we know the ultimate goal is to get to a resolve or get to the solution or just get to some type of understanding, there are times where you're gonna have to understand it is better to talk face to face. One of us may be uncomfortable with talking face to face, but the wiser thing to do so that there's no misconstruing of any body language or misconstruing of any tone or anything. Let's stand here or let's sit here and let's talk face to face, whether we're sitting across the room or not, but we have to verbalize it and get it out so that we can come to some type of understanding or resolve tonight or whenever. But I think that is always the better route to go, even if someone may feel uncomfortable, because it's all about stretching and growing.
It's stretching and growing. And then I know some people say, well, I express better when I write it out or type it out. And perhaps the compromise could be you needed to write it out. Now, after you write it out, for one, that don't mean you got 3 years or 3 days, let me just write. I mean, you got 3 days to just write. But anyway, if you want to write it out, fine. Now, after you write it out, you've gotten it out. Now, let's sit together with what you wrote and allow us to now communicate. Now you got everything out. So you're not trying to figure out what you want to say, how to say. You said it in the paper. Now let's actually verbally discuss so that we can feel one another. We can grow in communication by everything that comes with communication: verbal, nonverbal, language, body language, intimacy, and communication.
I'm sorry, go ahead. And even with the insecurities, some people may feel like I feel uncomfortable talking about it because I can't get my words right. Or, I get a block and I don't remember what it is I want to say. Writing it out will help. Even if you have to write out your talking points, so I need to come back to that. You guys have to figure out what works for your relationship, because, one may don't want you to write, but that's not on you, that's on me. This is how I process, this is what helps me to convey what I need to convey to you in a manner where you can hear and understand what I'm saying.
But what I say in that, if you need to write it out, go ahead and get it out. You write it then. You write it, and that's it. Now we talk.
Right. Write it out. Read it.
What's up, dear? Yeah.
Hey,
Now
Marcellus.
we actually. What's up, Marcellus? Now we actually talk.
Right.
So that don't mean that while I'm talking to you, you're writing points so you can know what to say.
Yeah,
No, because
no,
now
don't do that.
you're not even listening to what I'm saying. So
Right.
after you get it all out in pen, if you need to do that, then now we talk. Now we talk because you're gonna have to talk, so we can communicate. So it's a bad and stressful situation when you're in a relationship where you feel bound, not being able to actually freely communicate because of shame or because you feel that the consequence of you communicating will be catastrophic.
Right.
Because they gonna go off the handle because you said something, whatever. That's not a good. That's not a good situation.
If you fearing that we're gonna break up, or they may take it the wrong way and all that, there's certain stuff you can work through, like them taking it the wrong way. Work on your delivery, work on your presentation. But having fear that it's gonna be catastrophic, or having fear that we're gonna break up because we gotta talk. Because they have a conversation, that is not healthy at all.
All right, so here's another one. If y'all haven't shared this, go ahead and share this. Here's another one. Free or bound? Free or bound? I want y'all to type free or bound and expound rather on why you may have said whatever you said. Here's the question. Do you truly feel free to express yourself sexually? Free or bound? Do you truly feel free to share what you really like, share what you don't like, exercise what you really like, and try the things that you really like, whether it's talking or whether it's physical stuff or whether it's toys or whether it's videos or whether there's other people or the
Lord, Ken probably like, what?
amount.
I know it.
The amount of frequency.
The quality, the quantity.
Yeah, the frequency. So do you feel free or bound in your relationship regarding sex? Ken says free. All right, wait a minute. Rakia said something. I do. Maybe he doesn't. Why do you say maybe he doesn't? Help me out. Danielle says, y'all have a good night. I gotta go. No. Come on back. And the church say, come on back. Come on back. Come on back, Danny. Y'all tell Danny to come on back. Come on back.
No, you did.
Come on back. So, what up? What up?
Free.
What he said? I just laid there, darn it.
What Shaquanda said.
What up? Shaquana Free. We've dealt with health concerns and made adjustments to please each other.
That's
Glenn! What up? Glenn!
Oh my, that's
Shaquana
so
and Glenn is on tonight. What?
That's good. They made adjustments.
Shaquana is the cake lady. If y'all want any type of
yes,
cake
please.
made for any occasion, Shaquanda, first lady Shaquana Foreman, or treats, period.
Yeah.
She is the lady, y'all.
It's Sugar and Spice. That's the name of it.
Girl, can I talk?
I
Go
got
ahead.
excited. Sugar and Spice.
All right.
I got excited.
I'm moving on. All right, so I can't pronounce that name. So Cooper says, I feel free to share what I like and ask him what he likes. Try new things and try what he prefers.
Okay.
Listen, bro, we have to link up and do it together. Yes. All right. So going back to Danielle and Rakia. Rakia, I want to know, why do you say that maybe he doesn't feel free? And Danielle, where you going? I'm not doing this with the Foremans tonight. So what's your
Wait, I wanted to see that. It's Jamora. She says, I feel free to share what I like and ask him what he likes. Try new things and try what he prefers. Okay, feel free to share. And what about what you like? Do you feel, does he do the same? I guess feel free to try what you prefer. Do you guys have conversation about what you prefer?
So in every situation, we talked about communication, and we talked about just being in a relationship where you feel free about. But in every situation, there is one who controls. Mm-hmm. So perhaps in the communication, like you said, there's somebody who controls. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't want to talk, we got to text. Or I don't want to text, we need to talk. Somebody's controlling the situation. Even in the sexual relationship, somebody is controlling. I think that somebody usually has that's driving the wheel.
What do you mean when you say controlling?
Driving the wheel, like
They're leading?
Yeah, they're leading.
Okay.
Like we're only gonna do but what that person actually is okay with. Not it's rarely is I think there is a 50-50 down the middle compromise, especially when it comes to sex life. As to I'm just like the Cooper says, try what he likes. He tries what I like. Even what she's saying really is that I try what he likes.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily it's.
So what you get that play? You trying to say is because the women is taking control, or we do everything the woman do? If the woman controls it, is that what you get at?
No, it could be vice versa.
Okay.
Because it could be a man. I mean, often when it comes to sex, a woman is more in control than not, because she controls when we're going to have it. She controls how often we have it, and then there's very slight chance that he is saying, don't do this, don't do that, don't touch me here. He got about one restriction. Other than that, it's her saying, no, we don't do that, or no, don't do this, or don't touch me there, that type of thing. So yeah, often in my experience, it's the woman who controls more of the sex life than not. But even if she is, do you feel free?
Okay. Hey, Christina.
Diane,
Mother.
Deaconess, what's good?
Hi, mother.
You in for a ride tonight?
Oh,
All right. So Danielle says I would consider myself more bound in that scenario. Okay. So why would you say you're more bound in that scenario? Lead me, baby. Pastor Foreman say, "Lead me."
Oh Lord. Oh my God. Whoa.
Ken says I like her to be aggressive. I like her to be the aggressive type.
Ken. Hey.
But still, okay, if you get a woman, Ken, that likes to be aggressive, then you're going to feel free. But if you get a woman who requires you to be aggressive, then you're not going to feel so free.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. You're going to have to switch roles, partner.
All right. Marquita says, so I'm less sexual. He's more sexual. He's also more experienced. So we have conversations about him, and if he's satisfied, he's naturally more sexual. What do you say naturally? More sexual.
Just probably innately. That's his.
Okay.
That's his.
So,
Mildred. Hey, Mildred.
So you are saying, Rakia, that he may not feel as free because perhaps he's not able to satisfy his craving as much. Is that right? All right. So Kwame says compromise came over the years. In the beginning, there was one person leading over the other. Got it. Does it speak to Christina? What's up, Christina?
I did.
You to my Lord, mother been feeling on Reverend all night.
Stop it. Jesus.
But did you answer this?
What?
The question about free.
Wait, do I feel free?
Did you answer the question?
I said earlier I feel free. I
Sexually?
feel more free now. Yeah, I feel more free now because I don't know, but there's a percentage of women who dealt with sexual abuse and molestation, all that kind of stuff, to where there's a shame that come with it. There's like myself, there's a shame that came with it. There was a block that came with it, and I was closed.
It came with sex?
It came with sex, right. I didn't even like saying the word. I just thought it was nasty, dirty. And then when I started to be more active, it was far and in between that I would actually like it or enjoy it. So it took a therapy, and it took growing. It took a lot of conversation and a lot of patience on my husband's part. And also it took a while for me to actually divulge everything so he can try to kind of get a better understanding of what is happening chemically, what is happening physically, what is happening mentally on the inside of me. So he can understand it's not you, it's me. Like literally, for real, it is me. Something's going on with me. And so I had to really go through a lot of therapy and help and prayer and all that kind of stuff to try to get us to where, and get me to where I feel much more freer. Even like to initiate or to flirt, all of that was almost frowned upon for me growing up. And it just
and
being,
experiences.
yeah, it being my experience, it was almost frowned upon. So it helped a lot. I had to loosen up a lot. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so because of that, going through the dynamic of our relationship regarding sex, I didn't always feel free. And honestly, still now, I don't always feel free because I'm trying to be sensitive to my wife. Because you do know, rather if you don't know, I'll tell you that you can create sexual trauma in your relationship towards your or on upon your
Mate.
your mate. And you may say, no, the trauma that happened. If there was gonna be any trauma, it would have happened in your childhood, or if somebody abused you, or if you're in college or whatever, something really big and dark because somebody did something to you that was really drastic, and drastically inappropriate. But even in your relationship where you both are loving one another, you can create sexual trauma. Like, say, for instance, if you always reject the other person because perhaps you have had some issues before, and that person that you're rejecting may have never had any sexual trauma. Now you're creating sexual trauma for them. And so now that you reject them, or you reject them, or you reject them, then they feel bound and insecure when it comes to having sex because or initiating because they are used to getting this rejection. Now there's trauma between you and your spouse because of that. Or I know for me, it was, I didn't quite know how far I could go, what I could do, when I could do it, and how to do it, because Marquita for some years was not necessarily, we enjoyed our physical life, our sexual life.
But it was within boundaries.
But it was in bounds. It was in those bounds because I knew there was something there, and it wasn't necessarily a thing that we talked about.
Right.
Simply because Marquita was not necessarily ready to talk about it. And so it created restrictions for me that didn't make me feel free. You know, can I do this? And the problem was I had the question, can I do this? But I couldn't ask it because I felt that if I asked it, it would create a trigger and make us uncomfortable. So I didn't feel free. And so now that prayer, therapy, talking, communicating, patience, and all of that, it's becoming, I'm even becoming more free. But see, I'm free. Now, free doesn't mean you just do whatever and you just lose. No. I'm free in the wisdom of the bounds that we have. So although there's still some things, there's still some boundaries that we have, boundaries that I have, boundaries that you have, I'm free because I have a better understanding and I'm more wise. Just because you have a sexual knack or you have a desire for a sexual snack, a specific craving that you like, and you don't get to do that, doesn't mean that you're bound. It just means that you have some, you have appetite that will probably lie dormant, and it's okay. Now, if this appetite is not feeding, this appetite is a deal breaker, then you are in the wrong relationship. Right. But if this is
starvation,
if this is an appetite that, you know, I like it, or I liked it, because obviously you probably not are feeding it. But if it's just an appetite that you don't get to feed all the time or feed at all, doesn't mean you're bound. I'm bound because I can't, whatever. All right, let's hear what let's hear what they are saying. So Cooper says, Jamora says, I'm a talker, so we are going to talk. Yes, he'll share, but I need to follow his lead and move at his pace. Yes, you're on point. I follow his lead and freely move him along to more. Oh, okay, so it means that you may be the one that's a little more expansive in your sexual expression. And so you just get him going and slowly ease him into this freakazoid that you really want him to do. What up, Sonora? Ken says, fold me up for a change. I'm always the aggressive type. Let me tell you now, I don't want you to ever fold me nothing. Don't try to fold me at all.
Ken, what was language. Oh,
I don't need you folding me up.
What you
Yeah.
want, Lord
Don't be
Jesus?
folding me up.
Oh my God, this stupid.
Cedric says, you don't want my aggression. My aggression will have you on an episode of Sex Sent Me to the ER. On tonight on Sex Sent Me to the ER.
Cedric! Flag on the play.
All right, Danny says, any hint of surprise or shock? And I'm like, nah, let me be more reserved. It's probably more of my own insecurities. I read that again.
Hold up.
Any hint of surprise or shock? And I'm like, nah. So it's
From who?
Yeah, so it must be surprise and shock for your spouse. And then you say, nah, let me be more reserved. It's probably more of my
So
own
you're
insecurities.
more open.
It may be more your own insecurity. I mean, I'm not sure, how that works in your in your life there, but it may be your own insecurity because perhaps it may be something that your spouse is equally eager to, well, not maybe eager, but equally open to explore.
Right.
Yeah. So you may be holding back for no reason. What?
From a freakazoid world.
Yeah, you may be holding back with a false notion. All right, Texas says, who's this guy? Ken says, well, we need to get this out first before we can move on, but we don't need no trauma or drama. Yes, just don't touch my behind, and we good. All right, Sonora says a lot of men and women have low self-esteem as well as confidence. Yes, especially when it comes to sex, because this is a very, very private, very, very vulnerable, and very, very sensitive subject. Especially, when and growing up.
Push pause. The good Reverend Toby Jermaine is on here. Get off.
You whispered
We need
it.
to switch. We need to switch. Reverend Toby, please forgive this conversation. You need to turn this off.
But it's true that when growing up, for your parents to get you not to be sexually active, and promiscuous and whatever, they scared you so much regarding sex. So it was a no-no, and your privacy. Nothing about touch your privacy. It's private, which is true. And then they won't no Chester the molesters and all that to have you. But it gave you such this psychological sensitivity toward this particular subject of your life or area of your life. And so often people come in with such low self-esteem regarding sex and low confidence regarding sex. And the lights have to be off. And this is a private thing, shh, and with that creates bounds and bondage. So yeah. That was good, Sonora. All right. This is too technical.
Ken, you gotta learn compromise, giving and taking in a relationship. Doggone it.
All right, Jamara says, yes, you own it. Okay, good. All right, so Cedric says, man, we so free. Lamar came up to us and asked him, Mom, why does she have toys
Oh, God,
in her drawer? Holding up a remote. And why can't I have a remote control toy too? No, you cannot have a remote control toy. Cedric, get off the line.
Oh my God!
Sign off. We don't want no more sex sends me to the ER tonight.
Oh God, Lamar. Jesus. Oh my
We don't want no more of
God.
your episode tonight. Sex sends me to the ER. We don't want no more of your episode.
Why she got one and why I can't have one?
Executive produced by Cedric and Jasmine.
Jasmine.
Yeah.
Oh
But I will
my
say
God.
this, that it is a bad, same thing like communication. It is a very stressful relationship that is bound and not really free when it comes to sex life. Even if, some people, there's a lot of shame when it comes to sex life because perhaps you are not of the ordinary, or not I would say ordinary, but you are just a different type of person where you want to add toys or you want to add another person, a threesome, whatever, but you are ashamed or because you alluded to that, and your
person rejected it or something.
not just rejected it, 'cause it's okay to say nah, I'm good, but made you feel shame, but responded in such a way that shame came up. Responded in such a way to you that embarrassment and judgment came up in you because of how they responded to you. And it's a very, very stressful and lonely relationship where you are bound or feel bound regarding the sex life. Yeah. All right. So here's another one. We talked about communication being free of bound. We talked about sex being free of bound. Here's the last one for tonight. In our last few moments we got. What about Carmen?
Hey.
So our last few moments we're talking about money. When as it relates to money, do you spending money, not making money, but spending money, and how you handle money, managing money, do you feel free or bound in your relationship?
Bound.
You feel bound?
You watch it too close.
Well, good. I am very, very proud. I have to say this. I'm very, very proud, and I'm glad that my wife feels bound when it comes to money in a relationship. Because if my wife felt free in the area of money in our relationship, we wouldn't have a home. We wouldn't have bills paid. We would be in debt.
Shut your mouth, lying people.
I couldn't be able to get my hair cut.
You didn't say free-ish.
I couldn't be able to get my hair cut.
You lying.
We wouldn't have no food, none of that.
Y'all, he just trying to say he handles the money better. He handles the money better.
It is a good thing. It is a
He
good
handles
thing.
the money
It is a
better.
good thing that she feels bound as it relates to money in our relationship. All right, now you gonna see them.
See what?
You gonna let them see you get balled up, man.
Child.
Dia says free-ish. Why free-ish? Why free-ish, Dia? Marquita says free. All right, good. So now I need y'all to tell me: do you handle the money, or does your spouse handle the money? So do you handle the money, or do your spouse handle the money? Do you handle the money? God bless you. Thank you, Jesus. Do you handle the money? You handle the money?
Did you?
Hallelujah.
You ready to snort?
Okay, so that's why you feel free, Marquita, because you handling the money.
Oh yeah. Crystal say he do.
All
How
right.
you feel, Crystal? You feel bound, girl?
Jamora says, growing up in a very restricted home did not allow for conversation needed to create self-confidence in a variety of areas. My parents did the best they could with their comfort level. Yep. And my husband and I tried to raise our boys differently. That's good.
Sonora. Girl.
Chantel says free. She feels free. Shaquanda says free with boundaries. All right. Explain that, Shaquanda. Ken says, like how? Well, maybe he or she need to stay to their self. Sonora says
Talk, Sonora.
Sonora says bound. My husband is a banker and counts every penny. I found a way though. Hallelujah.
Girl, message me after this.
You found a way? You going to jail, Sonora.
Whatever. No, she doesn't say that.
Yeah, that man, money.
That ain't his money.
Dia says she managed. So if Dia, you manage the bills, but she said she feel free.
Ish.
Free-ish. Why you only feel free-ish if you manage the bills? Chantel said we both handle. All right. Where Joe at anyway tonight? Where Joe? What you did to my friend?
Okay. Chantel, what you? Oh my God.
Cedric says my wife knows not to touch the account until I'm done with it. We paying them bills before they hit the mailbox. Got it. So Cedric, I assume you feel free.
Yeah, he controlling it.
All right, Danielle says 1,000,000% free. I handle the bills. He handles everything outside of that. That is one thing we are super solid on.
Okay.
All right, dope.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Danielle, we gotta get back to this. Huh?
Truck life. Chantel say Joe worker.
Oh, okay. Joe, we were, y'all know, Krishan and Chantel. Joe, not Joe, but Krishan and I today were talking about Joe. Said that dude is a hustler 100%. In a good way. All right. Javar says, yes, I feel free. My husband is the money person, and that's great. We have joint everything. That's
Yeah.
another topic too.
Yeah.
I handle our bills, but we discuss purchases. Okay. I handle our bills, but we discuss purchases. Okay.
Yeah, cause like
Shaquana, you handling a whole lot of stuff now. You handling the bills. You handling the sex life. You making all the cakes. I mean,
what you trying to say?
that's what I'm trying to figure out. All right, Rakia says, no, we have a system that works for us. We both put money in the operating account, then we both have our separate accounts that we are free to spend as we wish. That's
that.
part of the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
All right, got it. All right, dope. Go ahead.
Oh.
Having a relationship where the sex life is a joint effort. Okay, dope.
That's right.
But that money ain't.
Whatever.
Our sister says, well, not really. I keep a quiet account to be able to spend money on my habits, but I don't feel free to spend
As I please.
as I please.
Mm-hmm. I be afraid I will miss something, and then it's a different conversation. Okay.
Well, that has nothing to do with your spouse. You don't feel free or bound, Cedric, because of your spouse. You feel free or bound because of your own money management fears.
For fear that if he missed something, he gonna have to see his wife and have a conversation. Because that should have been paid.
You don't have that fear, do you?
What?
What you just said.
That you gonna miss something?
That you're going to have to see me.
No. Boy.
I bet you better not miss nothing, though.
Everything automatic. Thank you, Jesus. You better make sure that money in the account and it's automatic, or you gonna have to see me. Yeah.
Did you hear what I said?
Did you hear me? Did you hear me? Yeah, so I'm bound, but he better make sure the bills paid.
Which is you bound, but I better make sure you.
All right, y'all, it's nothing.
So going back to our original conversation, what happened to Tiffany? Tiffany was on here. Going back, Tiffany McKenzie. What happened to our original? Back to our original conversation was about. I see a lot of females specifically after they have ended a relationship, divorced, or just broken up. It's this whole language is I'm finally free. You know, I finally got my freedom. I'm free.
Freedom party, divorce party.
It's like as if you were bound in the relationship. I don't get that. Because we went over some stuff. There are areas in a relationship where you can feel bound. But when you get out of a relationship, all of a sudden, I'm free now and I'm finally got my freedom. I can finally be free. That gives a connotation as if you were being abused and trapped and bound in bondage in a relationship. And maybe that's just the egotistical language after you are hurt because you're no longer in a relationship.
Or thirst traps.
Or thirsty language. But that was the premise of this conversation was the whole you know, I'm finally I'm free. I'm finally free now. Because I say that because I don't want my wife to see me say after if something were to happen to us, I'm finally free. That's a grave insult. And I don't want my wife to say the same thing. You know, I'm finally free. I don't ever want my wife to feel bound in our relationship. I don't want her to feel.
It's a whole difference because it is an insult. But then you saying your wife, like I wouldn't be your wife anymore if we divorced or something like that. So it is.
Not a point. I don't want any woman that was with me saying, "Well, I'm free now." You could have been free a long time ago. You didn't have to be bound. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I just because that's the thought is if you're in a relationship, you should be free while in the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's how. That's maturity. Say, yeah, you should be free. You're two whole individuals, yet you're still one, but you're still two. You know, I'm still me, you still you. Relax, chill out, and let's compromise and work together to make this marriage work, to make love work.
Yeah. What else we got? Tip said something.
Lord. He said, don't downplay what I said. Don't be checking me in public. I feel hit. This ain't no session. Hi, CP Buford.
What up? All right. Okay.
Q event.
That's it.
Fantasia.
That is it. Good conversation. I'm glad y'all came on. Good conversation. We enjoy y'all. We really do. Share this. Check us out next week. If you got a topic that you want us to discuss, feel free to send it to us. We were thinking about talking about, what is it, babe? This money in the different banks.
Yeah.
And different accounts and all that. Our lands are going to be free with Jesus in heaven. I joke. Maybe. Y'all shut your hands that way.
Danny.
All right. Peace out. We out. I gotta go. What?
Happy belated Mother's Day to all the mommies on here. Excuse me, fur mommies, human mommies, all the mommies. Happy belated Mother's Day. And May is my man's 40th birthday. May 19th is his 40th birthday. So wish him a happy birthday, y'all.
Yeah,
Tonight and next week. He's gonna be 40.
I am turning the big 40. CP Buford. Yeah, CP, you gotta go back and watch everything. And comment after you while you're watching so we can see what you said. But yeah, I am turning I'm turning 40.
Yes.
And everything about it feels strange. I'm a very analytical, I'm gonna say very in front of analytical. I'm an analytical person. Don't do that. And so I have, I'm, thinking and contemplating what is it to be 40. Thank you. Shaquana says, welcome to the 40 Club.
I know, right? Lord.
Where you are finally an adult.
Okay, because we thought we was growing at 30.
All y'all babies.
But 40?
You're not at 40 yet? You a baby.
You right.
Baby.
And I'll stay there.
Get grown, then come talk to us.
Us? You're 39 still. Your birthday ain't come up yet.
I can't believe you. What we gonna be today? I got singles on deck. Hold on.
You don't want to die. You don't want to die tonight.
I got the black bag.
Good night, everybody.
I got the black bag. Girl, go ahead.
Yeah, you scared?
You kissing?
Oh, I guess. Wait, are you going out with singles?
What did you say?
Did you hear me? Are you going out with singles?
After this kiss. Blah, blah, blah. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all. Glenn.
I'm acting a fool at 40. I'm gonna show you how to do it, Glenn.
No, you're not.
I'm gonna show you how to do
No,
it.
you won't. You stayed in the house.
Okay.
Tell her, push the button.
Okay.
Push the button.